Hundreds of workers detained in a massive immigration raid at Hyundai's $7.6 billion electric vehicle plant in Georgia have now been sent home on a chartered flight to South Korea. This raid, one of the largest of its kind in years, is shaking up U.S.-Korea relations, raising questions about Trump's immigration crackdown, America's manufacturing goals, and the future of foreign investment. Let's break down what happened, why it matters, and what could come next. Last week, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents raided a battery factory under construction at Hyundai's sprawling auto campus near Savannah, Georgia. About 475 people were detained. They were transported to a detention center in Folkestone, southeast Georgia. Video shows workers frisked, shackled, and escorted onto buses. This was part of the Trump administration's ongoing workplace raid agenda, targeting undocumented labor in factories, farms, and warehouses. But this raid stood out because of its scale. And because it involved Hyundai, a major foreign investor the state has touted as an economic crown jewel. Of the 475 people detained, U.S. officials confirmed 316 were South Korean nationals, 10 were Chinese, 3 were Japanese, and 1 was Indonesian. The detainees were flown Thursday on a Korean air charter plane from Atlanta to Seoul. Most had been brought in to help build and train for Hyundai's massive EV project. This detail is important. Unlike typical immigration raids that primarily affect Latin American migrant workers, this one swept up Korean engineers and skilled specialists, making it an unusual case diplomatically. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung reacted strongly. He criticized the U.S. visa system, warning that Korean companies may hesitate to invest further in America unless rules are clarified. There were even disputes about treatment. Koreans opposed their workers being handcuffed on buses. Officials debated whether their departure was voluntary or technically a deportation. President Trump himself reportedly stepped in, instructing that workers should be allowed to return freely and that anyone wishing to stay could. In the end, just one worker chose to remain in the U.S. because of family ties. This factory is a big deal, a $7.6 billion Hyundai Motor Group project. Opened EV production just last year, already employs about 1,200 workers. Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp stressed that the raid would not undo the state's 40-year partnership with South Korea. Hyundai is one of Georgia's largest foreign investors. But here's the contradiction. Trump has pushed mass immigration enforcement, while also calling for more U.S.-based manufacturing. Raids like this risk scaring off exactly the foreign investors and skilled workers America needs to meet those goals. This case highlights 3 major tensions: immigration versus manufacturing. Raids on factories can disrupt projects meant to create American jobs. Diplomacy versus domestic policy. South Korea is a close ally, and tensions here could spill into trade and security cooperation. Perception of fairness. Critics argue the raid treated foreign professionals like criminals, undermining trust in U.S. labor and visa systems. Most workers are now back in South Korea. U.S. officials say Hyundai and its subcontractors must ensure compliance with labor and visa laws going forward. Meanwhile, the factory's construction and EV rollout continue. But the question remains, will Korean companies scale back investment, fearing more raids? Or will stricter compliance systems become the new normal for foreign firms in the U.S.? This raid wasn't just about immigration enforcement. It was about the intersection of labor, economics, and diplomacy. As America pushes for domestic manufacturing and foreign investment, how it treats the workers behind those projects could shape the future of both industries and alliances. What do you think? Did this raid go too far, or was it necessary to enforce the law? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns on stories that connect politics, business, and global affairs.